Welcome, everybody, to our 49ers Radio podcast preview here on Niners Radio. Today, we're going to be getting ready to preview Monday Night Football between your San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals from Mexico City. They'll battle each other for an NFC West showdown at Azteca Stadium. That will be this Monday night. Kickoff time will be at 5:15 Pacific Standard Time. And it will be on ESPN, ABC7 in the Bay Area. The game will also be on the 49ers Radio, US Bank Niners Radio Network with Greg Papa, Tim Ryan on KBR 680, 104.5 FM, and 104.5 FM, and 107.7 FM, The Bone. And our special guest on this podcast, representing from the Big Sky Sports Talk, his name is David Murphy, who covers the Arizona Cardinals. Before we start it off, the 49ers, this segment is presented by Ticketmaster. As the Niners prepare for the stretch drive towards the NFL playoffs, their individual tickets are still available. Go to Ticketmaster.com. Ticketmaster is the official proud partner of the San Francisco 49ers and the official ticket provider of the NFL. So, we got us on the Ticketmaster chat line. We're talking with David Murphy from Big Sky Sports. And how are you doing, Dave?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to join you today and talk some Cardinals and 49ers in Mexico City. Last time these two teams met, 49ers got up early, I think 14-0, but the Cardinals were able to come back, and that was back in 2005. So same team, same place. Let's do it.
Well, that's the last time these two teams met was back in 2005 at Azteca. 17 years ago, the Niners did not score no points by the Niners offense. The only points were scored by two San Francisco takeaways in a 31-14 win, which that was looked like an infinity ago. Of course, that was Mike Nolan. Mike Nolan's first year as head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. Of course, he's the father of the son of the late Dick Nolan, who guided the 49ers to the first of three consecutive NFC West titles in 1970, 71, and 72. That year back in 2005, it was Alex Smith's rookie year, Frank Gore's rookie year. The team was definitely in a massive rebuild, and this was this was a stretch where the Niners went through 8 consecutive non-winning seasons. 7 of those 8 seasons, the Niners finished with a losing record, and 2 different head coaches until Jim Harbaugh took over the club in 2011, some 11 years ago. Now you look in this series prospectively, the Cardinals have had the Niners number in recent years, winning 11 of their last 14, and not that long ago, it was the Niners who had the Cardinals number, winning 9 of their previous 10 between 2009 and 2013, when Mike Singletary's first full year there as Niners head coach, nearly 2 full years. Then Harbaugh took over the club. He ended up in his 4 seasons with San Francisco, he ended up sweeping the Cardinals twice in 2012 and 13, and then they end up going 4-2 versus the Cardinals in 6 head-to-head starts in his 4 years as 49ers head coach. So let's take a look of this the present moment. The Niners are 5-4, coming off a win last Sunday night against the LA Chargers, and the Cardinals coming off a big must-win game against the Rams. They pick up their first divisional game of 2022.
Yeah, they say it's not a must-win until it is a must-win, and I mean, from a media and fan perspective, it was definitely a must-win. And if you're the Cardinals, you had to feel that same way, and everything lined up perfect for them. With the earlier loss earlier that day to Seahawks against the Bucks in Germany. And then, unfortunately, I mean, for me anyway, San Francisco kept their end of the bargain and won. But if they had lost, it would have been a lot closer than it is. But you flip over to this week and this Monday, if you're a Cardinals fan, and I am, so this is another big game, and you're right back in it. That would make them 5-6, one game under 500, and put the 49ers right at 500, and you just right there. The division is still so close. You have to think that the Rams are just about out of it, if not already.
Hidden by
maybe,
right.
Maybe not mathematically, but I've seen some signs from them that they're kind of already
Super Bowl hangover. Super Bowl hangover. We both know how it is. The Niners went through that 2 years ago after that devastating, heartbreaking loss to the Kansas City Chiefs in Super 54, where the Niners had a two-possession lead, a 10-point lead with little over 400 seconds. They were 400 seconds, translation to like at least under 6.5 minutes away from making it 5 out of 6 or 5 or 6 out of 7 trips to and 7 tries in the Super Bowl, and everything just collapsed. And for the Rams, they're going through that this year. Cooper Kupp just got placed on IR this past Wednesday as we're doing this taping. He's going to miss out for at least the next 4 games. He's going to have foot surgery, and they're going to have to play it week by week from this point forward. If they're out of it, then they're going to just shut him down for the rest of the year. But at 3-6 for the Rams, it's just not looking good right now.
No, not at all. The whole NFC, well, I mean, not just the whole NFL is, but specifically NFC is kind of real tight with especially, like I said, the West is. The South really is. I mean, Bucks 5-5, Falcons 4-6, Panthers 3-7, and Saints 3-7. Even though those Panthers and Saints are down there at 3-7, they're still kind of in it. The East has gotten a little bit tighter with a Eagles loss to the Commanders. It kind of brought things a little bit closer, but I still expect them to win that division. You look over the North, Vikings 8-1 as well, and Packers.
They're on a 5-game winning streak. The Packers losing the other night as we're doing this taping in an interconference at home to the Tennessee Titans, who they could be a team that are starting to peak at the right time. It could do some damage in the playoffs because remember, they came very close to getting to the Super Bowl, and they could give Buffalo and Kansas City some trouble. And don't count out the Miami Dolphins, who do come to the Mecca 2 weeks from Saturday, December the 4th, when they'll take on your San Francisco 49ers. And that could have major, even though it's an interconference matchup, this is a rematch of Super Bowl 19 for in Infinity, when the last time the Dolphins were in the Super Bowl since the beginning of the Ronald Reagan's second tour of office as president, when the Dolphins last played in the Super Bowl. You have Mike McDaniels, the head coach, and you got Raheem Mostert. They just acquired Jeff Wilson from the Niners, made him expendable after the Niners got Christian McCaffrey, and it could be Super Bowl 19 2.0, or it could be a prospect of a preview of or could be a Super Bowl 50, could be Super Bowl 56 and a half. That's yeah, and depending on the other teams with the Cowboys and the Colts, not to get off track, the Colts with their mediocre record, if they were to falter as we're doing this taping in at least one of the next 2 games, that game for the NBC game Sunday night could be flexed out, and that spot could be the Niners and Dolphins in 2 weeks. But that's something to take it with on a later date. The Niners got to take care of business first.
Yeah, this is the time of year where a lot of teams will get flexed in and out, and you're right, that definitely could be one. I'm not expecting my Cardinals to be flexed into anything anytime soon. I wouldn't think, unless they just really like a matchup. But that's definitely could be one for you. That's for sure.
Yeah, because you look at the schedule for the Cardinals. After today, they'll play the Chargers at State Farm. That will be a 2:05 Mountain West time. Because the Bay Area, we do move. We're 1 hour ahead of you guys. The Midwest, like Arizona and Colorado, they do not go backwards. Then it's the
Yeah.
bye. I know Arizona does not. I don't know if Colorado or Montana does. Then they got their bye week the week of December 4th. Then they got the Patriots. Then they're at Denver. Then home against Tampa. At Atlanta. That's an and then they got the Niners to close out on New Year, the second weekend of 2023 at the Mecca at Levi Stadium, and that's to be determined. Most likely, at this rate, it could be a Sunday game. But the Cardinals, they have been going through some injuries, still uncertainty. Who's going to be the starting quarterback for this Sunday's or Monday night's game versus Arizona down at Azteca Stadium in Mexico?
Yeah, it's still up in the air, and I think a lot of that, to be honest with you, is gamesmanship between the two teams. But listening to Kyler himself, he was asked if he was asked once, he was asked at least 15 times by the media. How do you feel? You feel like you're going to go? And he chuckled a couple of times and said, "We'll see, we'll see." I think if you're asking me, I think he'll go. If you look at the injury report regarding Kyler, of course we know it's a hamstring. He was limited in Thursday and limited in Friday. They have another practice today, and then they'll do a walkthrough Sunday in Mexico City. So I expect him to go, but if you don't, you have Colt McCoy that was also banged up with the knee. He was limited on Thursday, full go on Friday. And I'm pretty sure that he'll be definitely available for Monday night's game if called upon. I feel like they're going to really make sure that Kyler is going to be 100%. But I have a good feeling that he'll go, and then you have D-Hop also out with a hamstring.
Wow.
Right now, did not practice. Well, not out. He's not. Game status.
Question game time decision, at least questionable for now.
Yeah, I would assume so. Did not practice Thursday. Limited on Friday. He'll probably be a game time decision. And then another interesting one is Marquise Hollywood-Brown was designated to return from IR. I don't know if he'll go. He was kind of asked about it as well, and just kind of we'll see kind of thing. Cliff was asked about it as well. And kind of more day to day, he said we'll see how he looks when we put the pads on in practice. And that was their padded practice was Friday. They didn't have anything for Thursday. It was more of a walkthrough on Thursday. But I think he could go. I really do. And that would be huge if both him and D-Hop go. That'd be the first time we'll see both them on the field. And that could be good news if you're a Cardinals fan.
Also, you got to remember as well is Zach. Unfortunately, Zach Kurtz, the former Stanford Cardinal star, former Philadelphia Eagle, he is out for the year. He just got placed on season-ending IR this week.
Yep, he did. That's a blow. I expect them to call up from the practice squad. Max Williams, who had a lot of playing time, has been banged up over the last couple of years. More of your stud tight end, Ertz is more of the move tight end, but Max Williams, he's no slouch. He knows the offense in and out, so I expect him to be called up from the practice squad. And just before we started recording, former Philadelphia Eagle Corey Clement has also been brought up as well to kind of add some depth behind James Conner, and so that's kind of some moves of late. But yeah, that big one, Zach Ertz, knee is tough, but successful surgery from what I'm hearing, and he'll be back sometime. Obviously, next season. I don't know how far. Probably, he'll probably miss it week one. I think maybe not. It's still kind of early. A lot of games to be played still.
Right, because we're now into this 11th week of the season. The Niners, of
Yep.
course, sitting right now. Right now, they're sitting at 5-4. A win on Monday night, they will be back in the first place by themselves because they had already beaten the Seahawks head-to-head once, and they'll be 4-0 in the division. So they have both tiebreakers over the Seahawks and the rest of the pack of the NFC West. And the Niners, more importantly, I'm going into inside the numbers, and a win on Monday night. They're trying to start 4-0 in NFC West games for the first time in since 2002. That'd be exactly 20 years from now ago.
I noticed that the Niners are rolling right now, and Jimmy G he'll throw you a pick or two, but he just wins. There's been a lot of flack dumped on him, and I'm not entirely sure exactly why. I mean, he's not the best quarterback of all time, but he gets you wins, and he's won more games for the 49ers than anybody has of late over the last several seasons, but yet they keep on trying to replace him. Trey Lance with the injury hasn't worked out for them at this point. But the Niners are rolling, and if they do win, they'll be in first place, or if not tied for first, I do believe. But it's just like we said earlier, a very, very tight race in the NFC West.
Yeah, I think you look at it because the Niners and then the Seahawks, was supposed to be a rebuilding year, but you still got Pete Carroll.
Yeah, I thought that was very, very interesting. A lot of people at the beginning of the year counted the Seahawks out. It still remains to be seen if they made the mistake. They basically chose the head coach, the 70-year-old head coach, over the franchise quarterback. But I don't know if it's the change of scenery, but Russell Wilson has not looked good.
Nope.
At all. And you mentioned earlier the remaining schedule for the Cardinals in Denver. I expect them to win that game. Who knows? But by that time, maybe Russ will start looking right, but he definitely does not right now. And I have to assume that it's the change of scenery, change of scheme, and all that, a new playbook that he has to get used to, because he's only 32 years old, if my memory serves correct, and shouldn't be on that part of the decline of his career at this point. But they are definitely the biggest surprise, the Seattle Seahawks, and Geno Smith is played some good ball for them. A lot of flack thrown his way, but he's kind of proven the Seahawks right, proven Pete Carroll right. And he felt like he was going to go with them at the beginning of the season, and they're ahead on the division right now.
Yeah, and about Aztecs, so the Cardinals, of course, they're still practicing in Arizona, and they'll fly out when they're going to be flying out.
From what I understand, they will leave after practice today. There'll be another, I assume, padded practice today, and then as soon as that ends, they'll fly out into Mexico City, and then of course they have the walkthrough on Sunday, just kind of good. So they're kind of relying on I guess training and science to kind of get acclimated. They're on that on the side of the coin where you can't get acclimated to the elevation in a week. The 49ers seem to think you can. So
Yep.
We'll
They left on right.
Happen.
Yeah. Just beg your pardon. They actually left on Tuesday. Had their off day Wednesday because of the Monday night game, and they practiced Thursday, Friday, and today tomorrow they will, or I think tomorrow they'll fly. They'll fly to Mexico because they're practicing in Colorado Springs, Colorado,
Yep.
which is kind of a
Yep.
bit of a ways from the Denver Mile High area. And according
Yeah.
to multiple reports, the temperatures there are is around in the low mid 20s.
Yeah, it's starting to affect them weather-wise down there. I know regarding the elevation, Vance Joseph was asked about, because he was head coach in Denver and didn't pan out too well. He even joked about it himself.
And he was a defensive.
The elevation didn't really help them too much because they didn't get too many wins. But what he noticed sometimes in fourth quarter is they were able to kind of push through because of the elevation versus other teams. But he seems to think that it won't matter too much. But I guess we'll see. You have one team that, like you said, in Colorado Springs, one decided to stay in Arizona and rely on different training methods that the training staff has brought to the attention of the head coach, and that's what they've been doing. So I guess we'll see what happens, but it should be a good one either way.
Well, Vance Joseph, of course, was a defensive assistant under Mike Nolan when Vance Joseph with when he was on that staff with the 49ers in the back way over a decade ago. And they expect about over 100,000 in this game on Monday night, and a lot of 49er fans have traveled, making the trek to Mexico City. A lot of 49er fans in that area. A lot of them came from the Bay Area, so this is very exciting, though.
Yeah, the way you look at it on paper, it's a home game for the Cardinals, but obviously a neutral site, and I do kind of expect there to be more 49er fans than Cardinals fans in Mexico City. But back to last time in 2005, the Cardinals had the gesture that they did. I can't remember exactly who it was, but where they had the Mexico flag and running out with it, and that gained a lot of popularity for the Cardinals for that game, and probably a big momentum boost for them because the locals there were like, hey, look at this team, they're showing us some respect running out with our flag, and maybe it might be a difference this go around. I'm not sure. That was so long ago. Maybe they probably won't remember it. But it's a strong possibility also that it might be half and half as far as fanfare. But it's a big stadium. It's a very, very big stadium. I think they actually, I heard they did some remodeling and actually cut down on the amount that they can hold. So it'd be a little bit less than in 2005, but still going to be loud and ruckus. They're a crowd that goes full on the whole game. It's not like it's silent for when your guys are on the offense or we're on the offense or vice versa on the defense. It's going to be loud the whole time, and they love the kickers. Anybody that kicks, they're like a rock star there.
Oh, yeah, because soccer is very popular in Mexico City.
Yep. A lot of kickers have that soccer style kick, and played soccer. So it's funny. If you're a kicker, you're a rock star there, and the air is thinner. Matt Prater was asked about it, and he said, in the higher elevation, you kick that ball a little bit further. 60 yards, 65 yards. Some maybe 70 or 75 plus. I don't expect them to do that or even try it. It doesn't make much sense. If you can get a touchdown, go ahead and get a touchdown. But just imagine a 75-yard kick would just be obviously, yes, a record, but that would be incredible. I don't want to see one, but I would like to see one if that makes any sense.
Well, speaking of kickers, in that little plug-in 17 years ago, back in 2005, when the Cardinals won that game over the 49ers, it was Neil Racker's hit was 6 for 6 in field goal chances. He nailed perfect 6 for 6.
Yeah, he did. I think he was, and he was hitting in the pregame, from 70 70 or 75 yards. So I know it can be done, but and I know he was hoping for a chance, and he didn't get that chance. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It would be, like I said, it'd be fun to see. But I don't want them to get out there around the 25 or 40 and then, go ahead and kick it just because you can. Go ahead and score a touchdown. That's obviously the point of the game. But to see a 75-yarder would be insane.
Well, 2 minutes. Got 2 minutes left. What's the final outlook of this game? Of course, the Niners. The Cardinals are 4-6. A win will put them back in the race. The Niners at 5-4 can go to 6-4 and go 4 for 4 in the division for the first time since 2002, be 20 years. What do you look for the final outcome of this game? This is a big divisional game. I mean, the Niners, with this win, could get greedy, go 4-0 in the division, and they only have 2 divisional games left because they'll play this after Monday night. They'll play the Seahawks. They'll play the Seahawks on the 15th, and then they'll play Arizona on January 7th or the 8th. The way it looks, it may be the 8th. And the Niners are in this stretch where they're playing 4 of the next 5 games at home. Because after this Monday night game, 3 straight against New Orleans, the Dolphins, and the Bucks. And then it's 5 of their last 7 will be at Levi Stadium. So this is a very important game because they have no more road trips outside the Pacific time zone after. They're done with all their Eastern East Coast travel zone. So the Niners sitting in pretty good for the regular season, of course. The Niners sitting great with a W. Monday night will be in great position. Not only that, they'll be the all-time winningest, or have the most wins if they win on Monday night, the most wins by any team in Monday Night Football history. What's the outlook?
Yeah, it's you nailed it with that. It is definitely a big game for sure. It really could go either way. I don't have a grasp on who would win it. I mean, obviously my heart says Cardinals, but my mind, to be honest, right now still says 49ers because they played the better football of late. But you kind of hope that if D-Hop and Hollywood are on the field together, that could make a difference. And we don't know still who would play quarterback. As I said earlier in the show, I really feel like that Kyler could, but I don't have one. If you ask a prediction, I say probably 49ers will win this game. I think the matchup predictor has them winning. And Vegas seems to know a thing or two about it. It's not built on winners there in Vegas. It's built on losers. So they know more than you. So we'll see what happens. But obviously, like I said, I hope the Cardinals could pull it out. So I would say best of luck, but not this week. But like I said, it's hard to tell, but it's a fulcrum game for sure. Because if Cardinals don't win, not mathematically they're out of it, but they would pretty much be out of it because too many division losses, too many losses.
Tiebreakers.
The tiebreakers would be killing them at this point, and even though it's still really close, as I mentioned earlier in the NFC, and the way it's shaping out. You have to, if you're the Cardinals, you have to go on this run and keep on going on this run. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. I don't like I said, you flip a coin and that could be your winner. To be honest with you, maybe whoever has the ball last, one of those games, whoever has the ball last, or whoever makes the first mistake will probably win and or lose. So depending on how you look at it, that's my thought.
Yeah, and like we have stated during the start of this podcast, they've had the Niners number. 11 and
Yeah.
3 in their last 14. They last year swept the Niners. They beat them twice again. They split a
Yep.
pair in 2020 during the COVID season. Then the
Yep.
Niners did beat them twice in two very close contested games. And
Yeah.
on Halloween of 2019, and then again on November about 3 years ago yesterday as we're doing this taping, and then other than that, it's been all Cardinals pretty much since 2014, and they've swept them 5 different times in 7 years. But before we
Yeah.
go, give us tell the viewers at home or the audience at home, or the where could they find you on Big Sky Sports, Murph?
Yeah, I appreciate that you give me the opportunity. Yeah, I'm just about everywhere as far as listening platforms. I'm on Spotify. Haven't got on YouTube yet or Twitch or anything like that. No video as of right now, but it's coming. But yeah, I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple, Google, Amazon, Audible, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, just about everywhere. As far as socially, me personally, I'm everywhere. But as far as the show, you can find me at Big Sky Sports Talk on Facebook and Instagram. And then of course, you can email me and you send me some suggestions, what you like, what you don't like, comments, questions, concerns at Big Sky Sports Talk at gmail.com. You can get involved there. Yeah, that's where you can find me. I record every Tuesday, every Tuesday. You can find me Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday is kind of my I record Friday. I record late in the evening, to be honest with you, and then the episodes drops the next day. So I technically record Monday through Friday, but the episodes drop Tuesday through Saturday.
Right.
And the Saturday is kind of what I call my tailgate show. Heavy Cardinals, heavy ASU, and then I'll cover kind of what happened that night. Kind of like I said, a tailgate show. I kind of go in order of appearance. So I have ASU first, and then I do wrap up everything with the Cardinals. So like I said, tailgate show on Saturdays, and I've been doing it weekly for the last couple of weeks. Just try to give you everything I have.
Yeah.
Pertaining everywhere I cover. It's 4 major franchise sports of Arizona, and then, of course, ASU basketball and football included. Also, USL Championship Soccer with the Rising and the WNBA with the Mercury. So that's kind of everything I cover. And so if you like it, I welcome the listens. I welcome the audience, because I need to grow this thing. I really want to take off. Take off, and so I appreciate this opportunity you bring me on.
Yeah, I'm on, you can check out my content and go to youtube.com/Niners Radio. I'm on Spreaker, Spreaker. That's where all my Niners Radio content is on the iHeart, or I got it on YouTube, and I'm going to try to transfer a lot of this stuff on other podcasts as well. But, hey, and also I do pre and post game at the tailgate. So to check out some of my content, or you did check out some of my content. Of course, we had an off conversation off the air, but Dave, thank you for being on, previewing this podcast. We're going to continue to grow, take it one game at a time. Not only I do Niners Radio podcast, I do some college baseball play-by-play. That's because baseball is really my first passion, to do play-by-play.
I love it.
And hope I could, if the Niners get to the Super Bowl, if they get down into the desert, hopefully I could run into you somewhere if you're going to be covering it.
Yeah, I will try to make that happen, and that'd be great to run into you. I have your information, so we'll definitely try to hook up, and hit me up anytime you want me. I'm available to you, and I'll try to have you on my show from time to time, and that I think that would be great. I really enjoy it. and it's been good stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, and of course, we probably may have you back on here on January the 8th, right before the week before the regular season finale. We'll know, quietly, fully know by then how the
Yep.
two teams are going to fare for the playoff positioning by then.
Yeah.
All right, Dave,
Yeah.
thank you very
Soon
much,
now.
and have a nice day, and you and your family have a very happy Thanksgiving.
You too, my friend. I appreciate it, and if I don't talk to you soon, you have a good Christmas as well. So.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
That's David Murphy from Big Sky Sports Talk. As you'd like to get more information on this, to check out his content, go to or reach him on at Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Big Sky Sports Talk. That's facebook.com/Big Sky Sports Talk. You can even reach him on an email at bigskysportstalk@gmail.com. That's bigskysportstalk@gmail.com. The 49ers will be getting ready to take on the Arizona Cardinals for Monday Night Football, and they will travel internationally on Monday to face the NFC West rival Arizona Cardinals on ESPN's Monday Night Football, live from Azteca Stadium in Mexico City. The kickoff time will be at 5:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The game will be seen on ESPN, and for all the Niner fans, the faithful in the Bay Area, on KGO ABC 7. Doing the play-by-play announcing will be Joe Buck, along with Troy Aikman, and handling the sideline reporter will be Miss Lisa Salters. The game will be on the U.S. Bank 49ers Radio Network on KNBR 680, 104.5 FM, and 107.7 FM The Bone, as Greg Papa and Tim Ryan with the play-by-play in action. And a reminder, the 49ers after this game will return to the Mecca at Levi Stadium 2 weeks from Sunday, November 27th. 1 week from Sunday, where they begin a stretch of 3 straight home games at the Mecca in Santa Clara. They'll take on the New Orleans Saints. That'll be a 1:25 kickoff time. And then on December 4th, 2 weeks from Sunday, they'll take on the Miami Dolphins in an interconference matchup. Then 3 weeks on December 11th, as Tom Brady will be making possibility his final time visiting the Mecca in the Bay Area, as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will taking on the 49ers December 11th at 1:25. To purchase your tickets for these 3 critical games down the stretch drive, go to Ticketmaster.com. That's Ticketmaster.com. Your ticket home provider for official ticket provider of the San Francisco 49ers. For now, thank you for listening to this San Francisco 49ers podcast preview. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis for Niners Radio. Niners Radio is in association with the Satellite Digital Media News Network. 49ers faithful to the